Here of the McGrath Cup final and later on the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior League. John Keoghan commentary. I'm delighted to be joined by former Limerick Inter-County star Pa Rana. And Pa, it's pre-season, very much pre-season, but for both teams looking at different outcomes hopefully from their season. It's a very big game.
Yeah, look, it's great for both sets of players and managements to have this kind of game at this time of year. Otherwise you'd be looking for challenge games, and to be honest, you find way more about yourself in these type of games. The players that can sink or swim, especially if you're looking at the Limerick lads. Like it's great for them to be playing the likes of Cork leading into Division 4, because you really find out a lot about yourself and about your teammates.
Of course, Cork with both sides with 2 wins from their games so far in this McGrath Cup. Cork starting with wins over Kerry, a 6-19 to 2-9 victory, and then of course had a comfortable victory over Tipperary as well at 3-19 to 14 points. Limerick also with wins from their games. Clare, they beat in Rathkeale first out 14 points to 2-6, and then had a win against Waterford and at 2-10 to 10 point scoring. We'll give you a quick rundown on the teams now, starting with Limerick. And in goals they have the experienced Donald O'Sullivan, full back line of Paul Maher, Brian Fanning, and in wearing number 17 in place of Micheál Donovan is Luke Murphy of Munleen. A half back line of Tony McCarthy. Ian Corbett captains the team from centre back, and Bob Childs makes up the Limerick half back line. Midfield pairing of Tommy Griffin and Adrian Enright. Half forward line of Pádraig de Brún, Killian Fahey and Seamus O'Carroll. The full forward line Limerick have Jamie Lee, Danny Neville, and in for Ger Stack is wearing number 22 will be Patrick Begley. That's the Limerick side that are of course managed by Billy Lee. Cork now, Anthony Casey in goals, full backline of Sam Ryan, Aidan Brown and Paul Ring. Kevin Crowley, Sean Meehan and Cian Kiley make up the half back line. An experienced midfield partnership with Ian Maguire and Thomas Clancy. The wing forward line, Ty Corkery, and of course the returning Kieran Sheehan, who spent 6 years in the AFL with Carlton Blues. Matty Taylor, who played wing back for Cork throughout last season, is in at left half forward. Full forward line, this is the real danger line for this Cork team. Damien Gore, Colin O'Mahony and Michael Hurley. Over their 2 games so far, they've scored 7 goals and 13 points between them. Pa just mentioned it. It's a seriously dangerous Cork full forward line. Yeah, look, you're looking, if you're a cornerback, you're hoping that you get some cover in front of you against those lads. I think Damien Gore has a hat-trick, Michael Hurley has a hat-trick in the last 2 games, and Cathal O'Mahony is a serious operator, as we saw last year with under 20s. But look, this is where you find out about fellas, and you're going to get a serious test tonight because there's probably a lot of ball heading your direction. Just about to get underway here, referee Brendan Griffin from Kerry. Just checking everything, making sure everyone's off the field. It's going to be Limerick playing for left to right as you see it here on the Irish Examiner's Facebook page. It'll be Limerick looking to make a pretty fast start. They've the aid of what was a breeze a few minutes before throwing. It seems to have died down now. It's Cork on the attack straight away, and it's Sheehan beaten to that by Ian Corbett. Corbett's on the run straight away. Leaves the ball off to Killian Fahey. Fahey now looks into the middle and finds one of his teammates there. It's a shooting chance straight away for Seamus O'Carroll. Is that the start that Limerick have wanted? Looks to be good from Seamus O'Carroll. A fantastic start for Limerick, and Pa, just what Billy Lee would have been looking for.
Definitely, and just what Seamus would like, because he's one of those players, if he starts hot usually he keeps going that way, and it was well done by Ian again. Like, he's been a rock at the heart of that defence, and they broke quickly, was what you want to see.
Pádraig de Brún of course with a good hand pass in the middle of that, but it's Cork on the attack with Ty Corkery looking into that dangerous inside forward line. It's gone over the head of, and it's into Damien Gore. It went over the head of Colin O'Mahony. Damien Gore with this shot. Has it gone over the bar? The umpires give the nod, and that's an equalising score for Cork. Almost immediate, an immediate response I should say, and just an indication, Pa, of how dangerous that full forward line is.
Yeah, look, you could see their Cork had a tactic there, that all players one side for the kick out. They moved it quick in, and Limerick after getting caught on a short kick out there, it's one of those things, it's kind of referee's decision and discretion at times. Sometimes they don't like it, sometimes they do, but it's something I suppose this Limerick team do a lot of, so they have to be careful on their short kick outs. But it's been a lively start to both.
Yeah, good start to the game here. It's going to be a throw in here. Both midfielders, both number 8's gone up for it. Looks to be Cork and Ian Maguire that have won. It's Maguire on the run, gets the ball away, but it's going to be mopped up by the Limerick defence. And away comes Tony McCarthy. Tony McCarthy's been fouled. Good pick-up play by Tony McCarthy. And he takes this one short almost immediately, and worked by Paul Maher. And here come Limerick again with Pádraig de Brún down this right hand side, the near side of the Mackey stand here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. Limerick on the attack again with Tony McCarthy inside to Seamus O'Carroll. He's got a man inside. That man is Bob Childs, of course, his first campaign with the Limerick senior football team. Out to Adrian Enright and over to that far left wing, and it's Killian Fahey in possession, the drum broad for Clubman. forced the check back into midfield to Adrian Enright, and Limerick will work it slow enough from here across the field.
Yeah, look, I suppose coming tonight, the big thing you want to see is when Limerick have the ball, like how are they going to use it properly, and because that's, I suppose, last year in the championship match where they got caught against Cork, that they turned over silly ball, and so far it's good, but look, that's the type of stuff they have to be careful with that ball, the turnovers, because they might get caught in the break.
Yes, Patrick Begley unable to take that low ball, and it's Cork coming away. We're just looking here, it looks like Micheál Donovan has started. We'd got word before the game that the Limerick number 4 wouldn't be making his starting appearance here, but it looks to be playing. No sign of Luke Murphy as of yet, as Cork work this one across to the far side. Hand passes there, and it's Paul Ring in possession for Cork, plays it short. Ronan McCarthy's men looking to inject a bit of pace into it. It's Matty Taylor with the ball on that occasion. Away goes Ian Maguire with the hand pass in. And again it's Damien Gore. Gore looking to fashion a shooting chance. He scored one already. Can he pop over another one? It's an excellent effort from Damien Gore. It's another fantastic point from the Cork number 13.
Yeah, look, that's, you can't mark that. The first was off his left, that one's off his right, running away from goal. Like it's Brian Fenning's a good defender, but 2 balls gone in and 2 scores so far. So they probably need to start doubling up there.
Yeah, brilliant start from Damien Gore, of course, was a mainstay of that Cork under 20 team that tasted All-Ireland success last year, and they're on the attack again. It's Thomas Clancy. Chance now for Matty Taylor. Taylor with the shot. That one looks to be well left and wide at this stage. Cork's third attempt at goal. It's their first wide, but again, Cork already showing to try and play with a bit of pace.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to move the ball quickly, and I suppose on your own kick out, it's a hard thing when you're getting caught, because straight away the other team are on the front foot. That was a good kick out from Donald though.
Tony McCarthy with the mark, didn't have to take it, kept on playing. Cork now with Paul Ring winning that one, but he's just about to go out over the sideline, and Ian Corbett mops it up for Limerick. Seamus O'Carroll with the hand pass to Tony McCarthy, and there's a bit of space for Pádraig de Brún in the middle. De Brún passing the Cork 65, looking to make his way into the 45 metre line. The second Ian Corbett gets it. 2 Cork men on him. It's Jamie Lee with possession. There's a man in space. That man is Killian Fahey. Goal chance here for Limerick. Hand passes the ball in. Chance here still. It's gone in towards Patrick Begley. Comes though to Bob Childs, who's made his way up from wing back on that occasion. And Bob Childs, a goal chance, Pat, or Paranen, but Limerick will take the point.
Yeah, look, I suppose goal was definitely on the mind of Killian there, and Denny when he popped the ball across, and it'd be desperate if he got nothing out of that, but it's great that, like, Robbie would have played in the full forward line a lot for Galty Gales during the year, so he's well able to take a score when he's up there.
Kick out from Cork from Anthony Casey. It's going to be well taken by Thomas Clancy and moved immediately to Cian Kiley, and it's Ian Maguire now on the attack. The hand passes in, and Cork full forward line, very dangerous so far in this game. It's Cathal O'Mahony with this shot, and it's another excellent score from the Cork full forward. And Cathal O'Mahony, as a player we mentioned before the game, excellent campaign for the Cork under 20s last year, and showing he's very sharp early on here.
Yeah, it was kind of a basketball move there, kind of the back door. You see it the whole time now, but I suppose Limerick have to try and find a way to slow down Cork, because at the minute when they're winning ball, it's just straight up the field. If they can get them stopped at all, they get cover back in front of the full back line. 5
minutes gone here at the LIT Gaelic grounds of this McGrath Cup final. It's Cork leading 3-2, but Limerick are on the attack, and it's Seamus O'Carroll's ball in. It's a good one looking for Patrick Begley. Is he fouled? Referee Brendan Griffin says no. It's good work in full back line there by Aidan Brown, and it's Cork come away now with Tyke Corkery. So high ball in from Maguire. He's looking for Cathal O'Mahony again. It's just over the far side. O'Mahony tries to keep that one in. He's gone right over the hoarding boards there, over on that far side. Looks to be okay. Could have been a completely different outcome. Little bit of a push as well from Bob Childs.
It happens once a game, and anytime there's a match here, someone has to hop that.
That fence has garnished a lot of attention over the years. We'll all remember that Mayo fan.
Yeah.
Coming in from that side. We'll get back with play though with Jamie Lee. Lee struggling to hold on to it. Eventually gets the hand pass away to Seamus O'Carroll, and Killian Fahey now in possession. Jamie Lee just limping away from that challenge. We'll keep an eye on that one as Ian Corbett comes away for Limerick. Corbett noted for his brilliant attacking play as well as his solid defence. One of the biggest players on this Limerick team. And it's Pádraig de Brún now under. De Brún has a bit of space in front. De Brún with the shooting chance, plays it in high. It is going to drop around the square. Begley goes for Casey, comes out. It's going to be mopped up by Aidan Brown from a Cork point of view. Gives it to Sean Meehan, and Cork now looking to build from their own 45 metre line.
Yeah, I suppose when Paz inside there like that, it's worth, like, even when you're having a shot for a point, it can drop short, and he's definitely going to get it in one of these games.
It's Limerick now, and Micheál Donovan intercepting that. A bit lax with it with Seamus Carroll, but it's worked out. Sorry, Seamus Carroll in possession now. It was a mistake from Tommy Griffin. Tony McCarthy now for Limerick. Good hand pass inside, looking for Seamus O'Carroll, and Seamus O'Carroll in a bit of space now. Shooting chance for O'Carroll, dummies it off his right, loses possession of it, does well to bring the ball back to Padraig De Bruyne. De Bruyne now has a player inside. That's Adrian Enright. Loses out the possession though. In fact, that was Tommy Griffin. It was Killian Fahey now in possession. Shooting chance here for Jamie Lee. Lee has options, gives the hand pass. Good hand pass from Tony McCarthy. And now a chance for Danny Neville. A cute angle for Danny Neville. That's gone over the bar. An excellent score from Danny Neville. The Ballysteen man who took a year out last year in Paranahan, a club mate of yours. He'll be a big addition to Limerick again this year.
Yeah, look, he had a brilliant year with the club last year, and I suppose it gave him a bit of confidence too, and all forwards need that. He was putting up big scores during matches, and he's done well so far in the McGrath Cup, but things like that are worth a lot to you. It's grand working hard around the place and doing all that stuff, but a forward loves the score, like, so you've him scoring now, you've Shamey scoring, so stuff like that definitely lifts the two of those.
Just a break in play here as there's attention for both Tony McCarthy and Padraig De Bruyne, but they seem to be okay, and Cork will restart play with a kick out from Anthony Casey. 8 minutes played here in the LIT Gaelic grounds. We're all square, 3 points apiece. Ian Maguire gone up for it, but it looks to have been won by Bob Childs, who's made a very enterprising start to this game. Childs on the attack, plays the ball to Killian Fahey. It's back to Childs over on that far side again. He's got runners, and this runner is Adrian Enright. Looks to have been fouled by Kieran Sheehan. The referee says play away. Enright still has possession. Plays the ball back to Danny Neville, unable to get it into the bread basket though, and Cork will come away with it, and they have it now with Cian Kiley out to this near side to Ty Corkery, and Corkery now, who will of course drop back into the wing back position when Cork don't have possessions. Good work from Shamey O'Carroll to put Cian Kiley under possession, but Corkery has it again and worked in the middle of Thomas Clancy out to that right hand side with Clancy, gives it to Kevin Crowley. The experienced Kevin Crowley has suffered over the years from a lot of niggly injuries. A high ball in, it's broken to Damien Gore, shooting chance, but a well covered across was Brian Fanning. Good, excellent corner back play, or full back line play from Brian Fanning, and averted a goal chance there.
Yeah, it would have been a killer one to give away there. The ball just broke in behind the way it did, but Brian, like all good fullbacks, covered it across well and got it out of there straight away. But very good start to the game from both teams, really. It's been lively.
Just coming up to 10 minutes played, it's going to be a sideline ball for Cork. Played in by Michael Hurley. Should be dealt with, but that's a fantastic catch by Kieran Sheehan. Goal chance now coming for Maguire. It's blocked again. This time it's Micheál Donovan coming across for Limerick, and from the exact same position as this near side, over on the far side, there's going to be a sideline ball.
Yeah, I think Kieran there thought he had a mark, but I suppose people are getting used to it now at this stage. He'd be well used to it from his AFL days, so that's something he could maybe build on, but that was a serious catch, but good Limerick defending again to get it clear.
It's going to be another chance for Cork. Pulled across into a dangerous position and brilliantly fielded by Bob Childs, who's had an excellent start to this game. Of course, a half a goal chance for him, and he popped it over the bar with his touch. It's going to be Donald O'Sullivan now in possession for Limerick. A patient build up to Ian Corbett just on his own 21 metre line. Corbett will look to launch another attack for Limerick. Very much a fast paced game so far in the opening 10 minutes here, Pa. It doesn't feel like a pre-season game so far.
No, like it's Limerick have had their fair share, more than their fair share of the ball, and in fairness they've been fairly direct with it. They're not getting caught too often around the middle, moving the ball, and there again Danny has it.
Yeah, it's Danny Neville in possession. Took that one from Fahey, and it's Danny Neville on a goal chance here for Limerick. Can Neville finish it? Indeed he can't. He's not been able to finish it. He's been fouled, and it's going to be a free in for Limerick. First of the day. Excellent play between Killian Fahey and Danny Neville. In fact, Danny Neville left his marker for dead there, Paul Ring, who was noted for being a very, very tight marker.
Yeah, look, he suppose off the ball he made his space, which is, I suppose, I think Danny has to get used to now in inter-county to kind of make your room before it comes in, but once he gets on it, like, he's ridiculously quick feet, and the great thing you want to see from forwards is taking on your men and seeing how good, like, it's grand saying, oh, he's very good. Let's see how good he is and take him on, and that's what Danny did there, and referee now will be watching that, like, it's 1-0 basically, well 2-0 at this stage because Danny has a score on the board, and hopefully this as well.
Yes, Jamie Lee with this relatively easy free for Limerick, and Jamie Lee gets his first of the games. Limerick into a 4-3 lead against Cork here after just over 11 minutes of this McGrath Cup final. Of course, brought to you on Irish Examiner's Facebook page. And Billy Lee must be a happy man with this start, Pa.
Yeah, delighted. Like it's been an ideal opening, whatever, 12, 13, 14 minutes from, and well in the game, have plenty of possession, moving it well, getting scores from play, and there you see, putting pressure on the Cork kick out. It's a lot of boxes have been ticked.
You see a big roar from the Limerick contingent on the bench there. The Limerick subs and backroom team delighted with that, because as Pat Rannan said, putting the pressure on the Cork goalkeeper Anthony Casey, and it's going to result in a throw in here between Patrick Begley, it looks, and Ian Maguire. Begley just shoves Maguire out of his way. Begley's on the run, just pops up possession. Good challenge, it has to be said, by Sean Meehan, the Cork centre back. And Cork now in possession inside their own 14-metre line. And Meehan plays this one across to Cian Kiley. He's under a bit of pressure here, but Kiley comes back inside, and Cork will restart again with Casey, their goalkeeper. Of course, this game part of a double header, McGrath Cup final here at the moment, and later on at 7:30 the Co-op Superstores Munster Hurling League final between the same counties again. It's Cork on the attack now with Kevin Crowley. Crowley opts to put it back into the middle, and it's Maguire with possession, gives it to his midfield partner Thomas Clancy. Clancy chased by Padraig De Bruyne. Now it's into Ty Corkery. Good challenge from Shamie O'Carroll. Good pressure. Corkery eventually coughs the ball up. Important for Limerick to win it. Tony McCarthy gets the hand pass away. It's going to be Shamie O'Carroll again, but it's brilliantly won there by Aidan Brown. Has to be said, up from full back. Great challenge by Adrian Enright. Really, challenge has now been put in by both sides, but Cork now with a bit of space to run into here. And it is Matty Taylor with possession. Taylor has a man on his outside shooting chance. They're going to go for it. Brilliantly defended though. Brian Fanning from Kevin Crowley's hand pass. Goal on there for Cork. They weren't able to create a scoring chance. And Paul Maher comes away now for Limerick. The Dare man who won 2 in a row Limerick Club Senior Football Championships in 17 and 18. Jamie Lee now for Newcastle West, who of course won the Limerick Senior Football Championship this year. It's Tony McCarthy. McCarthy has a man inside. It's back to McCarthy again. He's got Corbett on the run. This surely a chance for Ian Corbett. Dummies back onto his left. Still has possession. Gets the ball away. It's going to be a shooting chance for Tommy Griffin, who's up from midfield. An excellent score for Limerick, and it puts them into a 5-3 lead.
Yeah, it was really good interplay there before Ian looked like he was going to take him on. Just slipped, the ground was a bit slippy underfoot, but did well to hold on to possession, find Tommy, and straight away didn't even think about it, knew where he was over the bar. He has that in him, in fairness, Tommy. He just needs to back himself maybe a bit more, but he definitely has a good strike in him.
Just have to wonder as well with that side step, was Ian Corbett thinking about goals? He's plenty capable.
He always thinks about goals as far as I can see.
Kick out from Anthony Casey. It's a push on the back by Thomas Clancy, not spotted by the referee. The mark is given. Blatant push on the back it wasn't spotted though, and Cork come away with possession again. Ty Corkery, low ball, looking for Matty Taylor. Back to Corkery again. Switch is on, but there's room for Cork in that inside the Limerick 45. Ball switched, and it's Ian Maguire in a bit of space. He's eventually going to be chased down by Killian Fahy, but Maguire gives it in. And Cork now working through the phases. It's Cathal O'Mahony, and it's slow for Cork, but they have a bit of space out on that right hand side, and it's Crowley. Shooting chance maybe for Corkery, but ball doesn't go immediately to hand, and Cork are going to have to start again on their Limerick 45-metre lines. Cian Kiley in possession. Is Cian O'Neill, the Cork coach, barks out the orders. That's a fantastic effort from the Cork wing back wearing number 7, Cian Kiley. An excellent score where really there didn't seem to be much on. Limerick had funneled back well.
Yeah, I suppose it's just that they did well. The boys did very well there, but I suppose you fall into that kind of hole of we have him, and you just maybe switch off for a second, because inter-county player that standard from that range with that much time is probably going to be close enough to go over the bar, and that's what Taylor did. Yeah,
an excellent score for Cork. 5-4 in favour of Limerick's with 15 minutes played of this McGrath Cup final. Shamie O'Carroll gives one in long and looking for Danny Neville again. It's 3 Cork men up against him. The odds weren't in his favour, and Cork come away with the ball. And it's Paul Ring now in possession for Ronan McCarthy's side, looking to build up on that right wing where they have had more success, it has to be said, than this near side here in the Mackey stand. In our commentary position here, it's Clancy now for Cork, gives it again to Ring, looking at his options in front of him. There isn't a huge amount in front of him at the moment, but Cork happy to build it up patiently with Maguire, but he's been done for steps. And again, it's very diligent defending from Limerick. They're really cutting down Cork's options.
Yeah, and to be fair to the forwards, it's been led by them. Like if Jamie that time, you'd Seamus Carroll another time, you'd Aidan Enright in midfield. And as a back, that's what you love, because if you can put any pressure on the ball coming out, it makes your job so much easier.
Limerick to restart with possession. It's Paul Maher takes that free off Tony McCarthy, takes on his man Michael Hurley, and Maher showing his pace to get away from the Cork corner forward. Back to Tony McCarthy again, inside pass to Griffin, and now it's Killian Fahy. And Ian Corbett now in possession for Limerick, just being patient with the ball, holding on to possession. working it across the field as eventually the move comes from Micheál Donovan. Been chased back by Damien Gore, shrugs him off. Donovan with a shooting chance up from corner back. Looks to be a fairly decent strike from Micheál Donovan, and Paran, and that's the score of the game.
Brilliant. Like I don't know why, but I was just watching. He was around his own 45, and he's obviously been given license to go because Michael, in fairness, is for Gelbally, he's really good on the front foot, and in fairness, he got to step on his man and all the way up the field, and he's got a great score from Mike. Excellent
score from Micheál Donovan. And it puts Limerick into a 2-point lead yet again, 6 points to 4. Cork in possession. It's a good hit by Ian Corbett, but Thomas Clancy gets the hand pass away and gets it back to Cian Kiley, dispossessed by Padraig De Bruyne. Limerick really hunting in packs here in the opening 17 or so minutes at the LIT Gaelic grounds, with Cork managed to work the ball away, and it's all the way over to the right hand side, and Kevin Crowley in possession for the Rebels. Plays the ball in. It's a good one to Michael Hurley. Hurley now. Good work from Cork. Good movement from their forward lines. Crowley in again to Matty Taylor. Taylor with a shooter. Goes for goal. Took a deflection. Another excellent block from Brian Fanning. Looked to be heading to the corner. It was a brilliantly worked move. Very fast-paced move by Cork. But again, Fanning's in the way.
Yeah, he kind of. I suppose you make your own luck, but he put himself between the ball and the goals, and another day that could go into the bottom corner. But thankfully for Limerick, it didn't. But just, I suppose, when Limerick do well to stop the early ball going in, they have to be aware of the runners, because there's been a couple of times now where one more pass and there was a goal on the whole time. So, but look, kept it out there, and that's the most important thing.
It's going to be Cathal O'Mahony to take this 45 for Cork, of course. One of big features of O'Mahony's play last season for the All-Ireland under-20 winning side was his dead ball frees and 45s taking. It's a good strike on that one. Is it dropping over the bar? Just seems to have gone to the left and wide. It has. The big build-up pan, put it to the left and wide.
The classic commentator's curse of me there. But look, it's that this time of year, the ground underfoot, but that was a good, decent strike, and just drifted a small bit at the end, but thankfully for Limerick.
Yes, sighter for Cathal O'Mahony. And it's Limerick back in possession here. It's Bob Childs. Childs now back to Tony McCarthy, who's seen a lot of the ball, to be fair, in the opening 18-19 minutes of this game. Brian Fanning up from his full back position. He initially lost the ball, should win it back again. He's challenged by Ty Corkery, but Fanning eventually loses out to it. That's a big blow for Limerick to cough up possession there. De Bruyne with the foul on Sean Meehan, but it's Cork in possession after referee Brendan Griffin plays advantage. A good ball in, but well defended back there. It was Tommy Griffin that had funneled back brilliantly to get a hand on that ahead of Damien Gore, but it's Cork still winning possession. A fantastic ball from Cathal O'Mahony to Sean Meehan. Meehan, he's got Thomas Clancy inside. A step from Clancy, shooting chance fashioned by the Cork midfielder. That one has gone again over the bar for Cork, but Pat, all came from a mistake from Brian Fanning.
Yeah, look, you just have to be, even though Brian is around the scene a while and is a strong boy, like, you just have to be careful taking the ball into contact in these matches, because once you get stopped up at all, they're going to get 2 or 3 bodies around you and turn it over. So it's just something that they have to be aware of, because to be honest, up to now it hasn't been an issue. So just lesson learned and move it on before they get stuck in it.
Yeah, point between the sides once more here. Just coming up to 20 minutes played of this McGrath Cup final. Of course, live and exclusively brought to you on the Irish Examiner's Facebook page. It's Limerick with that 6 points to 5 lead, and with Killian Fahy in possession here, takes on Aidan Brown and gives the hand pass. Maybe a chance for Danny Neville to use his pace. He has plenty of it. Beats Sean Meehan. Left footed shot from Danny Neville. Is that one over the bar? Be a fantastic score, and that's exactly what it is from Danny Neville. And Pam, we've mentioned several times that he could be a huge bonus for Limerick, having him back in the panel this year, and he's certainly in form tonight.
Yeah, and like, I know it's early to be saying it, but the more the ground hardens, like, you can imagine the pace that he has taken people on. But look, he's backing himself now. Like I said, the early score has meant that he's backing himself, and it's great to see. 2
points from Danny Neville, and of course he won a free as well, and almost created a goal chance too, so he's been a massive danger for Limerick in the opening 20 or so minutes at the LIT Gaelic grounds. As Shamie O'Carroll with possession now, as Limerick on the attack again, trying to stretch that 2 point lead to 3. It's O'Carroll beats his man. Does the hand come across as Shamie O'Carroll on the run? It's a trademark Shamie O'Carroll shot, and it's a trademark Shamie O'Carroll score. Excellent work from the Limerick number 12.
I know it sounds like repeating, but when you've got someone high in confidence like he is now, and to be fair to Jamie, he's started the game working really hard back as well, turning over ball. But the 2 scores are the things that he'll probably be hanging his hat on, and you could see there, the minute he had 1-on-1, he was like, I'm just going to beat you. So it's very good stuff so far.
Yeah, 8 points to 5 in favour of Limerick after just over 21 minutes played of this McGrath Cup final. And every time Cork have attacked, they've looked very dangerous, but to be fair, Limerick have done exactly the same as Cork come away with it again And in possession is Michael Hurley. Hurley, good turn from him, bringing play into the Limerick 45 arrives. Ty Corkery with a shooting chance, that's going to drop short and into the hands of the Limerick goalkeeper Donald O'Sullivan. Safe hands from O'Sullivan on this occasion, and Limerick come away with it, with Ian Corbett with the hand pass. Of course, if you're watching anywhere in the world, let us know on the Irish Examiner Facebook page, and we'll try and give you a shout out as this game progresses. It's Limerick now just messing around with it inside their own 45 metre line. Bob Childs wins it back, and it's Killian Fahy with a ball into Shamie O'Carroll in plenty of space. In fact, that's Adrian Enright, is it, in possession?
Tony McCarthy.
Tony McCarthy, apologies, in possession, as we've mentioned. Tony with plenty of the ball so far in this game. And Limerick now working it again with Bob Childs to Ian Corbett. Cork have done a good job in closing down the space for Limerick in this attack. It's Tommy Griffin now, already with a point to his name's Jamie Lee, who's come out very, very far from his full forward position, as Bob Childs now has Tony McCarthy and Shamie O'Carroll inside him, or outside him I should say. O'Carroll step one way, step the other and into space. Shamie O'Carroll will fancy himself for here. He's already got one. It's a good strike. He's going to drop around Begley. Begley with the fist, but just didn't really go too far. Didn't get a good enough connection, but it's still Limerick with possession. Good pick up from Danny Neville. Shooting chance for Neville. He's obviously full of confidence. Danny Neville giving an absolute exhibition so far in the opening 23 minutes here, Parana.
Yeah, look, that's one of the scores you want to see again and again, flicking it up off the crowd, rather bend your back into the hand, being strong on it, not getting turned over off your supposedly weaker foot. And like, was it 3 points to play, 9 points in the board, 23 minutes gone. It's a long time since we said that to a Limerick football team.
Yeah, Billy Lee must be a very happy man down below us here in the Mackey stand alongside Brian Begley. Limerick really making the most of every opportunity they get so far in this game, and it's an absolutely cracking performance so far from the save. Was that handled on the ground?
Yeah,
Referee
sure.
Brendan Griffin says no, and then gives a cheap enough free to Cork. The crowd here that has assembled already in the Mackey stand certainly feel it was a free. It looked to be handled on the ground. The referee Brendan Griffin thought otherwise, and Cork are on the attack with Paul Ring. Ring now looking at his options in front of him, plays it low to Michael Hurley. Good pressure from Paul Maher, but Hurley's managed to get away into a bit of space, and Hurley now still on the run. Shooting chance for him, gives the hand pass away. It's going to be a chance for Gore. Brilliantly blocked by two Limerick players. It was Paul Maher and Ian Corbett there. Brilliant work from the Limerick defence, and away they come with it with Tony McCarthy. Doesn't have much in front of him, does McCarthy, so he's forced to give it back to Maher. And Maher now puts a little dummy for Paul Ring, and Limerick will just be happy enough to hold on to possession. But as performances go in 24 minutes, this is as good as we've seen for a long time, as you mentioned, for Limerick.
Like it has, like it's been exceptionally good for this time of year. And like I suppose from Cork perspective, the early balls that were going into Damien Gore and Michael Hurley, there was scores coming off every one of them, and there you see what's the difference now. There's bodies getting back, they're diving on the ball, and it's just there isn't as much space now. I suppose that's the thing. If Limerick can slow them up, they get bodies back, and I suppose that's the way the inter-county game has gone now.
Indeed it has. Is Limerick on the attack with Adrian. A great take from Michael Donovan. He's already popped up at 1 point from cornerback so far. Bit of a hospital pass from Enright, but Limerick hold on to possession with Padraig De Bruyne. He's looking at his options inside the full forward line, but it comes back to Jamie Lee. Lee though, just a bit slow in possession, is dispossessed by Ty Corkery from a Cork point of view. And Cork now will look to come away with Corkery, plays it to Cian Coyne, eventually goes into the middle. And Sam Ryan wearing the number 2 jersey for Ronan McCarthy's men. With plenty of space in front of him, he's got runners now. And one of them is Matty Taylor, but he gives it to Kevin Crowley. And it's inside to Cathal O'Mahony, who switches play, looking for his full forward line partner. It's Damien Gore. Great start to the game, did Gore. Just a bit quiet in the last 15 minutes or so. It's good marshalling by Paul Maher from a Limerick point of view, and Gore's forced to come all the way back outside the 45 metre line to Hurley. And Cork will start again with Kevin Crowley in possession. Out here to this near side to Ty Corkery. Corkery is patient enough. Just a little step gives him a shooting chance. It's a good effort from Ty Corkery. Just a little step, got him 5 or 6 yards, and tapped it over the bar. Cork will be happy, obviously, with that score, but just a little bit soft from Limerick.
Yeah, I suppose it was just a small bit standoffish, and it all came, I suppose, just down in front of us here from Jamie. And that's, I suppose, when everything's going well, you maybe do take it that little one hop or solo more, and Limerick just need to keep doing what they're doing, which is moving the ball. And to be fair to Ty Corkery, that was a great score for Cork. Kevin Crowley had the same chance, but he found the shooter.
Indeed he did, and it's Brian Fanning on the attack for Limerick as they quickly get play back underway. It's Killian Fahy And back to Adrian Enright, who comes back into the middle to Bob Childs. Childs off to Jamie Lee. Tells Tommy Griffin to keep going, and Griffin does exactly what he's told by the Limerick number 13, but it does come back to Padraig De Bruyne outside of his boot. That's landing in the top of Patrick Begley. Breaks it for Danny Neville. Just didn't break properly. Bounced off his shin and into the grateful hands of Anthony Casey, and Cork work it away as well. But Pat, we've mentioned it several times in commentary in the opening 27 minutes. That is an option for Limerick that they're going to keep using, is the long ball and the high ball into Pat Begley.
Yeah, look, it's not your high percentage ball in, but it's high reward. You can see that the ball just has to break kindly once for you. It almost broke for Denny, and like if Pat Begley is not going to get his own hand in it, he's going to make sure the fullback isn't going to win it clean. So it's definitely one of those things every 5 or 6 minutes, 10 minutes to test out.
And it's very reminiscent of a tactic that was used when his brother was in full forward as well.
And bore a lot of fruit as well, so it's worth trying it out now and again.
Indeed it is. It's Kevin Crowley now on the attack for Cork. He's got a man on his right hand side, and it's a good run here by Paul Ring. Play now with Matty Taylor. Taylor on the run. He's already caused a couple of problems. Shooting chance for Matty Taylor. Is that one gone over the bar?
Right.
The umpire says no, and to the left of mine. It's a couple of chances for Matty Taylor. And again, this time he had a goal chance earlier. Brian Fanning got a block on, but there are chances you have to be taking at this level.
Yeah, I suppose maybe more defensively minded Matty is than more the other forwards. And in that situation, the Keane O'Neill's be saying, can we get one of our full forward on the loop there when he's breaking through it, and one of the definite scorers on it. But look, you have to back him. He's shooting away anyway, and if you're going to get that much space, you have to.
It's Donald O'Sullivan with this kick out, looking for Tommy Griffin. It's a brilliant catch from Ian Maguire, and Maguire's on the run now. Danger here maybe for Limerick. There's a bit of space, and straight into Kieran Sheen, but Brian Fanning's there again, and it has to be said as well, Brian Fanning's had an outstanding game.
He has, like he was I suppose the first 2 or 3 balls into Damien Gore under space. You're thinking, I haven't been inside there. It's the worst thing when your man gets 2 points. But Cork seem to be putting Kieran Sheehan in the full forward line. I don't know, is it to kind of test out the high ball now and again, but I think he'd rather him inside there than the runs of Gore, to be honest.
Indeed, it would suit Brian Fanning, that type of bear. It's a sideline ball taken by Damien Gore. It's not a great one. In fact, it's gone backwards, and Jamie Lee mops things up for Limerick. And they look to come out again, and it's going to be Padraig De Bruyne in possession. De Bruyne now on the run. He's looking for options with him. He's got Danny Neville next door, but De Bruyne still on the run. Excellent run from the Kerry clubman, Fiery's clubman. Just has to be said, good defending from Cian Kiley and Ty Corkery back there. Just a bit disappointed with Limerick to have coughed up possession. And it's Kevin Crowley now looking for Michael Hurley. Hurley out very far from where we're accustomed to seeing him in around the square, but it's Hurley still on the run here. He's got runners with him. Chance now for Cathal O'Mahony. Left footed shot from O'Mahony. He slipped as he took it. Gone to the right and wide. There's a man down injured for Limerick. Looks like from our vantage point here that it's Jamie Lee who's down. That would be a big blow for Limerick, but a chance for Cork once more with Cathal O'Mahony. Yeah,
and look, I hope Jamie's okay. He's had an issue with the wrist at the end of last season, and he's looks like he's coming off alright. So it's certainly something that's wrong immediately. But
it looks to be a very serious injury for Jamie Lee. Limerick physio Catherine Fahy immediately what seems to be calling for a stretcher.
So I said Dr. Lucy will be out there in a second. But again, look, of course you want to make sure Jamie's okay, but our architects their own downfall there, Limerick, like just going down an alley with the ball, and you might think, oh, did well, like showed good strength, but sometimes you just have to go, okay, I've taken as far as I can turn around and recycle the ball. Last few minutes Limerick have kind of found it difficult to get the ball into the full forward line. They've had 9 points after 22 minutes, and 10 minutes later they still have that same score. And the disappointing thing for Billy and the lads would be it's their own making. It's the lads in plenty of possession still, but just kind of not using it as well as they did the first 22 minutes.
Just coming up to half an hour played, but it looks here that we're going to have a fairly prolonged stoppage in play with Jamie Lee down injured. It doesn't look good at the moment for Jamie Lee. The Limerick management team now discussing, but we're going to have a restart anyway. Maybe it isn't as seriously as first looked. Thankfully, it isn't as serious as first looked. Referee Brendan Griffin happy to play on. It's Limerick with a hand pass from Brian Fanning to Michael Donovan. That was a bit questionable.
He's had a few of them. In fairness to Mike, he's dealt with them all.
He's done very well so far as Michael Donovan. Outside of that, he's done very well, but just to hold on to the ball as Limerick play this one into Danny Neville. He's taking on Aidan Brown. Neville has been outstanding so far, looking for a free. Brendan Griffin not too fond of blowing the whistle so far, but Danny won't care. He's gone out over the end line, and maybe a free in the offing for Limerick on that occasion, but not given. And it'll start with a goal kick out for Cork from the 21 metre line, Anthony Casey. As Par Ranahan mentioned, Limerick not scoring since the 22nd minute, when Danny Neville got his third point of this evening, 23rd minute I should say. But it's them that lead. Cork 9-6, and Cork have coughed up possession fairly easily there, and it's Ian Corbett now. A bit of a chance and room for Adrian Enright. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Corbett saw that the run was on from Adrian Enright. One look at the post, and Enright popped that one over, and kind of an opportunistic score.
Yeah, I suppose you have to make hay on opposition kickouts and turn them over, because straight away you're on the front foot. But Adrian, the 2 games I've seen him play so far this year, has been really good. Like, he's taken on the mantle that maybe Dara Tracy has left, and he's adding scores to the game as well, which is really good for Limerick.
Yeah, mentioning Dara Tracy himself and another member of the Limerick team last year, Sean McSweeney, off travelling, but that has been offset by the reintroduction of Danny Neville and Josh Ryan, who's not part of the Limerick panel today. But Limerick happy to have Neville and Ryan back in their setup, no question of that, as Jamie Lee now looks to have recovered from that injury. He's been worked slow by Limerick, worked back across eventually from Tony McCarthy. And just a quick word on Tony McCarthy, Pa.
Yeah.
He's been on the fringes of the Limerick panel for the last couple of years, but he's certainly having a very good McGrath Cup campaign.
He has, in fairness to Tony, like you said, he's been on the fringes the whole time, and the character that he's shown to kind of keep plugging away and always be a train and putting in a big shift in the whole time. It's actually brilliant to see that the 3 games he started and played, and he's been really good. Like, I know he's down in front of us here, but he's been really good tonight.
Corbett with a raking crossfield ball, looking for Begley just that bit high. Maybe Begley could have timed his jump a bit better to try and get more of the fingertips he did get on that. But either way, you just see the injection of pace though when Ian Corbett's in possession.
Yeah, and he loves that outside of the football in as well. And maybe just more angle towards the goals cause a bit more mayhem inside around the goalkeeper, but it's definitely an option, like I said earlier, worth trying out. Kick
out from Anthony Casey, goes high. It's good work by Killian Fahy, who seems to have landed fairly awkwardly. We'll keep an eye on that as Corbett has possession for Limerick. And it's Padraig de Bloom back to Ian Corbett. Corbett will look to keep going here. He's got a runner in Paul Maher in front of him. Corbett will look to shoot himself. It's a good scoring chance for someone like Ian Corbett. That's popped over the bar. Excellent score from the Limerick captain tonight, coming up from centre back to get his first of the afternoon, or the evening I should say, and from not from nowhere, because Limerick have dominated at times here tonight. 11 points to 6 lead.
Yeah, it's strange when you look up at the scoreboard and see that sort of scoring before the half even, but you almost expect Ian to get 1 or 2 scores now, which is a strange thing to say from a centre back, but that's the way, that's the level of performances he's produced over the last few months.
A few players gone up for that kick out, but it's landed for Cork, and Ty Corkery in possession. Could spell danger for Limerick here. It's Corkery on the run, decides to give it off to Kieran Sheehan, which should be a regularly easy chance for the likes of Kieran Sheehan. It could have been worse for Limerick. They'll be happy enough to just keep that at a point.
Yeah, look, I suppose you're looking at the tape afterwards, bidding the lads. That's one thing that you just have to be aware of. You had 3 Limerick lads competing for that one ball and leaving a Cork man inside. You know, fair enough, it's great to see fellas attacking it and trying to be on the front foot, but sometimes, especially as a defensive player, you have to be aware that if we do lose it, because I suppose Ty Corkery had a clear run through there. They defended it well, lads. They didn't give up the goal chance. Sometimes you just have to take your medicine.
Indeed they do, and it's Limerick that leads. Limerick's lead cut from 5 points to 4 points. We've 35 minutes of the first half played. There's going to be 2 minutes of additional time. That's Limerick on the attack with Adrian Enright once more. Plays it inside to Bob Childs. There's a bit of space here for Limerick to run into. A chance here. It's into Killian Fahy. Goal scoring chance. Fahy has it. Decides not to in the end. Takes the correct option, it has to be said. Fists it over the bar. And Limerick, they're taking their chances when they become available.
Yeah, and they're being really kind of good technically. Every pass is there's nothing down the feet or on the ground. Everything's the chest. That was a super ball from Ian. Underrated hand pass right into the pat of Killian, and he's been around a while. He took the right option there and back to a 5-point lead again.
Yeah, excellent stuff from Limerick here in this first half. Cork will be obviously looking to pick up some play in the second half and really just stop Limerick, because every time Limerick go forward they do look very, very dangerous, and maybe get the ball into their full forward line just as quick as they did there into Cathal O'Mahony. Maybe a chance now for Cork to get a score before the half ends. So Mahoney now in possession. It's a good run from the Cork number 14, still going, but there's no question he took too many steps, and Brendan Griffin, who's been fairly slow to blow the whistle at times this evening, definitely had that one right.
Yeah, look, I suppose with regard Brendan the referee, like he's reffing the same both ways, and the whistle is in the pocket most of the time, which is what you want to see. But that was good defending. Don't foul, make them earn it, and they weren't good enough that time, Cork. But they'll be disappointed with their attacking play off into the second half.
It's a wayward one from Shamie O'Carroll, picked up by Ian Maguire, And it's Cork on the run now, and there's runners coming from a few different angles. Kevin Crowley back to Matty Taylor, and that could be a black card for Paul Maher. It was a fairly cynical one, could be in a bit of trouble here. And it was all came, and a lot of the chances that Cork have created in this first half have come from Limerick mistakes. With an absolutely needless crossfield ball by Shamie O'Carroll late in this first half, and look what it led to from a Limerick point of view.
Yeah, and to be fair to us, we've been very positive about Seamus and what he's produced so far in the half. But like, that's the sort of stuff that kills you. Like, you're going into the start of the second half now, down a man for 10 minutes. I suppose the good thing is it's after happening just before half time, so the lads inside can prepare for it. Like, but it's just that sort of stuff. Have to cut it out of the game. The needless turnovers, because everything else has been so good.
Yeah, Paul Maher, the man who will spend 10 minutes in the sin bin, most of that time, of course, will be at half-time, but obviously he'll come back out after 10 minutes. A little bit of an indiscretion, but it probably needed to do so, as Cathal O'Mahony pops that one over with relative ease. But Limerick will be delighted with the way this first half has gone.
Absolutely, like, it's just we're nitpicking, really picking the one or two things that have gone that could be improved on, and the good thing is it's in their own control. But this, I suppose, it's good for lads now how they'll react to having been down a man for 10 minutes. That sort of stuff is gold on a night like this to prepare for the league as well.
Yeah, it's half time here at the LIT Gaelic Rounds in the McGrath Cup final, and it's Limerick that lead Cork 12 points to 8. Of course, this game being brought to you live on the Irish Examiner's Facebook page. Per Ranhan alongside me in commentary. Per, we just mentioned Limerick will be delighted, but what do Cork have to do in this second half?
I suppose they have to get their hands on the ball first and foremost, because Limerick have had, I'd say, 70% of the possession at least, and first 5 or 6 minutes it looked like okay, open country in front of the Limerick full back line, because Cork were moving the ball up the field so quickly. Limerick, I don't know, is it Limerick managing to slow them down, or Cork just been slow on the ball and thinking it's so easy? I suppose that does happen when you're scoring so easy to start, but definitely the ball that's working from back to front from Cork has to speed up for the forwards, because they have the inside line to cause damage, as they've showed early on. But Limerick point of view, I suppose the lads do have to pick the things that are going wrong, but there's so many things going right. The start of the second half will be interesting now. What do they do with that extra man, Cork?
Yeah, it's a very interesting second half ahead in the McGrath Cup final, where Limerick lead at half time, 12 points to 8. Join us for the second half shortly. Jack, make sure this is right.
You don't know. I'm
Who took it out? Welcome back to the LIT Gaelic Grounds for the second half of this McGrath Cup final. It's Limerick playing from right to left with a 12 points to 8 lead over Cork, and Cork have made the only switch at half time. Number 19 Sean White is on in place of Michael Hurley. Just chatting at half time, Pat. Limerick, even though they're down to 14 men for the first few minutes of the second half through Paul Maher's yellow card and sin bin, Limerick will be delighted with the way things have gone.
Yeah, brilliant first half, but I suppose that's in the bank now. They're concentrating on this, and I suppose there's one way of killing the time when you were down a man, and that's having the ball. And for the first 60 seconds here, they've had it. Turnover there, typical.
Yeah, Danny Neville caught brilliantly, it has to be said, by Cian Kiley. Excellent defending. Just to note as well, at the beginning of the second half, it has really started to pelt down with rain. Had a fairly dry, good conditions in the first half here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds, but maybe a bit more tricky, especially with the hurling coming up after this. We're in for a few slips and slides, we'll say. Limerick losing possession relatively cheaply again. It's a low one into Kieran Sheehan. Sheehan with the first shooting chance of this second half. Chance from Sheehan, that's his second point of the game. And for a player of his quality, Pat, that's an easy score.
Yeah, look, I suppose he was a professional at it for long enough, and those sort of chances he's not going to miss. But just, I suppose, you're talking about the weather. 2 balls Limerick turned over there, were in contact, so even more so in this half. You just have to keep it out of trouble because it's gone very slippery out there.
Quick one taken by Donald Sullivan, and he has it back again, does the Limerick keeper, bringing it out to the 45 metre line. He's got a spare man in Tommy Griffin, and Griffin now with space to run into for Limerick. He's got Ian Corbett on his left shoulder. Now it's Corbett on the run, a very difficult man to stop when he's on the run. Shooting chance for Corbett. Is that his second point of this evening's contest? Another excellent score that's now becoming a trademark for Ian Corbett.
It's just getting ridiculous that you kind of don't even bat an eyelid when he does it, but that's just brilliant. Like he still had a defender to beat when he took the ball on it. It's like he just walked around him like he wasn't there. But Cork on the attack straight away again. It's picked up where it's left off.
It has indeed. Fantastic first half here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds in this McGrath Cup final. The early stages of the second half, just 2 minutes played, and we've more of the same. And hopefully it'll continue on that trend with Kevin Crowley in possession for Cork. And it's the impressive Matty Taylor, did a lot of good running in the first half for Cork. Of course, more notably a wing back, and it's the man just onto the field. That's Sean White. Plays it. Chance for Cian Kiley. Kiley with the hand pass away. Hand pass again then by Maguire. Shooting chance for Cork. And it's Damien Gore with an excellent score for Cork. And we're back to a 3-point game yet again.
Yeah, it seems to be they are using that extra man at the start of the second half fairly well, even though they still kept the man back, but they're finding, I suppose, 2 easy scores to start the half. So again, it'll be interesting to see on possession here, because Cork are making full value when they get it, as are Limerick, to be fair. Yeah,
it is, of course. Just to mention again, Paul Maher sin binned towards the end of that first half. It's a free by Kieran Sheehan, fouled by Kieran Sheehan on Brian Fanning. Fanning takes it quickly. Donald Sullivan is off again. He's got a man on his outside wing, out in the right wing. That's Adrian Enright. Enright comes back into the middle with possession. And into his captain, Ian Corbett. Of course, 2 impressive points from Ian Corbett from centre back, but an all-round typical performance as well as Limerick on again. Good play in the end from Michael Donovan to kick. Good calling from Adrian Enright. But Enright surely should have went down on that ball. He had enough time and space to go down on that. And it's an easy possession coughed up for Cork, and it's Cork on the attack again with Thomas Clancy. Clancy switches play over to that left hand side. It's going to be Cian Kiley in possession. Of course, came up with 1 point in the first half as well from wing back. That's inside now to Ty Corkery. Another impressive first half from him as well on this Cork side, who trailed by 3 points in the early stages of the second half of this McGrath Cup final. Being brought to you live and exclusively on the Irish Examiner Facebook page. That's Matty Taylor again. He's got White on the outside. Shooting chance for Sean White. Is that 2 points between the sides? Looks to be dropping into Donald O'Sullivan hands, and that's exactly what's happened. Monaleen, goalkeeper, easily taking that, and it's Corbett now in possession for Limerick. Killian Fahy now takes control, just slows things down. Limerick will be looking to slow the clock, or play down the clock a little bit while Maher's off the field. It's a good 1-2 there. That's Fahy in possession again. He's got a runner, and that's Shamie O'Carroll on his right. Decides to hold on to it for the moment, and he'll come all the way back to Danny Neville, who's definitely a player that has funneled back into his own half at the beginning of the second half, and we'd have to imagine that's due to Paul Maher's absence.
Yeah, I suppose Danny's well able to cover the ground up the field too, so he's very fit. So I suppose while he is back there, they will be expecting him to get up the field too. But good bit of possession here now from Limerick, just taking the sting out of it.
Yeah, it's Micheál Donovan's pass to Shamie O'Carroll. O'Carroll now just holding on to it. And Limerick very, very patient from Limerick in the early stages of this half. As we mentioned, Danny Neville back there, and it's all the way back to Brian Fanning, and it's just basically bad possession game for Limerick.
I suppose just away from the game, like this is what happens when you bring in the sin bin. You think, okay, it'll really punish the team, and it should at times, but what you'll have is the team who are down a man will just keep the ball for as long as possible, and it's not the best spectacle when that happens.
But it is up to the opposition when that happens to push up
absolutely
high.
Like I could just look in here, the Cork have a spare man sitting in front of their full back line, so it's up to them to make to push up the field. You're 100% there.
And it's Limerick still in possession. Must have had it now for a couple of minutes at least. Since Donald O'Sullivan's kick out, Limerick have just held on to possession. Doing it, has to be said, a very adept job at holding on to it. But as Ranahan mentioned, may not be the greatest spectacle, but Limerick and their management team certainly won't care today for them, like it has been this season so far in the McGrath Cup. It's all about winning. And that's what Billy Lee is trying to do, is foster a winning mentality to this Limerick team. Ball eventually goes into Jamie Lee, surely a push in the back. Referee says no. Did Limerick need to try that, Pat?
I suppose it's like something that's just human nature. You've had the ball for so long, you feel you do have to move it forward. And it wasn't the worst ball in the world, it just maybe a bit too much on it.
Sean White now in possession for Cork, as Cork now looking to reduce Limerick's 3-point advantage. It's Thomas Clancy in possession. He's got a man on his right, Kevin Crowley making up good ground. Doesn't come to him though. It's Cathal O'Mahony's hand pass doesn't go to White's hand, and that could be a bit of trouble for Thomas Clancy. It's a high challenge on Adrian Enright, and Pat, we could see a little bit of a talking to here to the Cork midfielder.
Yeah, like what's a pull down? Does a referee think that's a pull down, or is it a high tackle? Because high tackle technically I suppose isn't a sin bin, it's a yellow card, but some people say, well, he high tackled him to the ground. So well, look, it's every referee is different. Yeah, I think it'll be yellow.
Indeed, that's what it is. Limerick crowd here, a large crowd assembled here in the Mackey stand for this opening game of a double header. Of course, the Cope Superstores Munster Hurling League final coming later at 7:30. There'll be commentary from Colm O'Connor and Anthony Daly. Of course, the same two counties, but it's a yellow card either way for Thomas Clancy. Referee Brendan Griffin has again stopping play because there's Brian Fanning, the Limerick full back, is down with a bit of an injury problem. But Pat, in the early stages, 7 minutes played of the second half. Limerick are going to be very happy to still be maintaining their lead. Okay, it was 4 points at half time, but 3-point lead is happy days for Billy Lee at the moment.
Again, they've had all the ball, where 2 times the Cork had it. I suppose it showed the 2 times they had it, they got good scores out of it nearly. So that's the danger that the inside line have. But Limerick delighted again with the start of the second half.
It's Limerick in possession. Donald O'Sullivan to Ian Corbin again, working it back to the Fanning full back, who's seems to have recovered fine from his little problem there. Fanning running down a bit of a blind alley. He's got plenty of support around him. Checks back and gives the ball to Adrian Enright. Enright now into Killian Fahy. Well taken by Killian Fahy, of course. Very adept at defending as Fahy, but he's playing centre forward for Limerick at the moment, last year and this year. And it's a low ball into Jamie Lee. Aidan Brown putting Lee under great pressure with an excellent turn from the Newcastle Westman. Plays it into Danny Nell. That's a free in for Limerick. Excellent bit of play by Jamie Lee in the first place. Good movement from Danny Neville, and it should be a relatively easy free for Jamie Lee from here.
Yeah, it's so much good to enjoy about that. Like from Killian here, and throughout the match, he's been, even when people have been right on top of him, his handling has been exceptional. Gave a good ball into Jamie, who obviously not the fastest at times, but used his body well. Great ball into Danny, and that's what you kind of tell any forward. If you're getting fouled, make sure the referee knows about it and you go to ground. And Stephen Lucy would be delighted with throwing yourself down like that. He's always telling them when they're getting fouled, do it. But look, you're getting fouled, so should be a tap over here. But it was really, really good stuff.
Yeah, good work from Limerick. Jamie Lee looking to put them into a 4-point lead. It's a low one from Lee, but it's over the bar. And just coming up to 9 minutes played of this second half, it's Limerick into a 14 points to 10 lead. And with 14 men, Pat, have managed to restore their 4-point half-time advantage.
Yeah, and I'm sure Paul is warming up to get back into the fray straight away. And not to say they haven't missed him, but they definitely have done well in his absence. And again, very good football. Like it was smart football at times as well. But here come Cork now again down the sideline with Matty Taylor.
Yeah, Matty Taylor with plenty of space around, and Limerick have got back quickly enough. Tommy Griffin has fouled Matty Taylor, maybe one that he'll be happy enough to take just to slow things down. Here, slow Cork's attack down. That's exactly what he's done, but it's going to be a shooting chance maybe for Cork. It's Thomas Clancy in possession. Is Cathal O'Mahony coming out to take it? He isn't. And Clancy plays it all the way back to his full back, Aidan Browns. Taylor again, he's gone in high and long with this one, looking for Kieran Sheehan. He's not able to handle that. That'll be a win for the Limerick full back line. Little push into the chest of Kieran Sheehan as Paul Maher returns to the Limerick team. Limerick back to full complement with 0 damage done.
Yeah, be delighted with that again. Another great takeaway from the game, like that they can manage the situation. I suppose below Waterford they were down to 13 men at one stage and seemed to manage that fairly well. So again, it shows they can deal with a bit of adversity, and they're getting, I suppose, Billy Leeds in his 4th year now, and a lot of those lads are getting used to the whole thing, and it takes a while. They are maturing a lot as a team and as a management.
Kick out from Donald O'Sullivan to Tony McCarthy. It's back to O'Sullivan again. May see Limerick increase a bit of the pace now that they're back to 15 men. And from Cork's point of view, they have to do something to try and get back into this game. As you mentioned, it's Limerick leading 14 points to 10. The early stages, 10 minutes gone in the second half. Killian Fahy, another good take. As Pat Rannan mentioned, good hands from Killian Fahy. As Bob Childs comes onto it, just overdid it a bit maybe. Ball could have went in quicker. It's Jamie Lee in possession now. He's got Danny Neville in space. Neville maybe a goal chance, decides to take the mark. Very smart play from Danny Neville, to be fair, on that occasion. Pam, one you'll expect him to pop over.
Yeah, it's one of those, you suppose, you just he remembered well that he had the mark if he wanted it. To be fair to Robbie Childs, he was in as well off his shoulder, which is brilliant to see, because you love to see your half-backs come up the field. But it's brilliant football again Killian at the heart of it at centre forward.
Yeah, easy enough one for Danny Neville. It's a Danny Neville mark. It's another score for the Limerick full forward who's returned to the full forward line since Paul Maher's come back into the game. Probably was just in before that. But it's Cork on the attack, but it's Limerick leading 15 points to 10. And this is just over 11 minutes gone in the second half of this McGrath Cup final here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds, brought to you live and exclusively on the Irish Examiner's Facebook page. Let us know where you are in the world watching the games tonight on our Facebook page. There's Limerick on the attack again. And it's Jamie O'Carroll's ball in. It's a good one too again to Danny Neville. And again, we mentioned it in the first half, when you make yourself available like Danny Neville's done tonight, and you have players out the field that can deliver, it's a dream for Limerick.
Yeah, and like if I'm a Cork defender now, and I think it could be Aidan Brown that's inside there, I'm asking where is my cover, because it's literally 1v1 inside their 45, and like Danny is just making hay at the minute.
Different time for Aidan Brown as in compared to last year when he made his debut against Limerick in the Munster Football Championship, having a much tougher task ahead of him tonight as Cork win the breaking ball from the kick out. They're about to make a substitution as well, or Cork their second of this evening. It's Ty Corkery in possession. Cork going backwards again into Paul Ring, and Ring coming forward. This one gives it to Kevin Crowley. Ring on the run as well. Good pace from the Cork corner back inside to Matty Taylor. Taylor onto his left, gives it to Sean White. There's a good movement from Cork on this occasion. White has it, shooting chance, decides not to take it, plays it back inside. It's Cathal O'Mahony. Ball comes all the way back to Thomas Clancy. A much lower percentage shot from Clancy, but it's a pretty good one from Cork's point of view. An excellent score from the Cork midfielder as Cork prepared to make a double substitution.
Yeah, it was a good score from Clancy there again. To be fair to Cork, they're striking from the scoring zone around there. Bar one or two has been really efficient. They are making the most of their opportunities, but Limerick are just on the ball a bit more and obviously making a bit more of their opportunities. 16 scores at this stage of the game. It's been really good. Like, I suppose you were looking to hit the 20 mark at this stage, because Cork are not going to slow down either. Yeah,
and it's not exactly a mark that Limerick have hit that often in the last number of years. The substitution for Cork is in, and of course it's Brian Hurley, who Limerick fans will remember fairly well from last year, many times over the last number of years. A fantastic player in the full forward line, and he'll be looking to ignite Cork. It's Kieran Sheehan who's gone off the Cork team, of course just back from 6 years playing with the Carlton Blues in the AFL. But Hurley, and the second hurley to play for Cork tonight, of course. A very, very dangerous proposition.
Yeah, and much like the Limerick forwards, he goes for goal. First thought is goal, Brian, and like as last year's Munster Championship, I think he 1 or 2 that night, so they'll be well warned.
Free for Cork here, it's taken quickly. Limerick are also going to make a substitution. It's going to be Ger Stack. We'll get back onto that in a moment. As Ian Maguire on their own goal chance maybe straight away here for Hurley. Steady off for the points. A good score. Well worked by Cork on that occasion. A good score from Brian Hurley.
Yeah, that came again from Limerick, just maybe over elaborating on it in the Cork half there with the ball. So just need to get back to doing, because very quickly the lead is whittling down. Like, Cork are not missing too much, and there's a bit of momentum with them now. So again, when they were the more than when Limerick were down the men, they just need to get on the ball and take the sting out of it for a minute or two.
It's Ger Stack, Gerald Griffin's man, on for Pat Begley. Ger Stack, of course, in his first season with the Limerick senior footballers, scored a goal in his first game and the last game out for Limerick against Waterford, but a very talented footballer.
Yeah, much different proposition than Pat Begley, so I doubt we'll see too much of the high ball going in, but Gerald's definitely kind of a live wire.
Yeah, it's Limerick on the attack. It's a good run again. Good work back, though, it has to be said, by Cathal O'Mahony on Paul Maher. Wins possession back, and Cork just hoofs it, actually, does Cathal O'Mahony, after doing so well to win possession back. He hoofs it out over the sideline, and we're going to have another substitution. It's another one for Cork, and it's going to be midfield. Happening in midfield is Killian O'Halloran on for Thomas Clancy. And Clancy had been having a good game, accounted for a couple of points, but Cork looking for something different.
Yeah, and I suppose they're trying to find out about players too, is more than Limerick are. So if you're going to find out about someone, you have to give them 15, 20 minutes. So it's to be expected. Probably both benches will be used a lot more now.
Jamie Lee with this sideline ball straight into the hands of Pádraig De Bruyne. De Bruyne faced by 2 Cork defenders. Does well to get past. Can he get past the third? Paul Ring. Excellent defending from the Cork cornerback, and that's what we were talking about before the game with Paul Ring. Excellent bit of work to scupper that Limerick attack and set Cork off away. Yeah,
and that's the sort of thing they just need to avoid, taking that ball into 1-2 steps too far. But it was excellent defending by Ring.
Cork on the attack very quickly with Cian Kiley. Plays the ball back to Corkery, and it's all the way into the middle now to O'Halloran, the newly introduced midfielder. It's to the other Cork sub, one of the other Cork subs, Sean White, who came on at half time. Slow build up though from the Rebels, and Ronan McCarthy and Cian O'Neill not happy with that. It's into Brian Hurley. This is what they will be happy with. This is the man they want on the ball inside that full forward line. It's back again to O'Halloran, and he just goes 50 yards backwards, all the way back. It's not a good take, not well timed by Kieran Crowley. Crowley will do well to mop that one up and play it inside to his full back Aidan Brown, who's out a bit, and it's a foul by Jamie Lee. I think was adjudged to have offended on that occasion, and Cork are away yet again. And it's Sam Ryan with possession. Ryan now plays this one in to Sean White, who has been prevalent since introduced at half time, has had a couple of chances to shoot, hasn't taken them on. He's offloaded the ball as Cork again come at the attack. Sean Meehan in possession now. Limerick funneling back well though. Meeting this Cork challenge fairly well at the moment. It's Limerick that leads 16 points to 12 after 17 minutes of the second half. It's Ian Maguire now on the run. Maguire running straight for goal. Good run from the Cork midfielder. Referee Brendan Griffin says he's been fouled, and a big chance here for Cork to reduce Limerick's lead to just 3 points again, and Cork have just settled in the last few minutes again, Pat.
Yeah, it's surely going to be 3 in a row here now for Cork to bring it back to a 1-score game, and just kind of got off the boil a small bit in the use of the ball. Limerick have, but in fairness to Cork, they're running hard at the Limerick defence now, making them answer a few questions. Looks like Tommy Child is going to come into the fray now for his first action of the year. Great year last year with Limerick. So you'd be imagine Tommy would be coming on around midfield to add a bit of extra strength and direct running there.
Yeah, an easy free here for Brian Hurley. And we're just into 48 minutes. Another point for Cork. It's 3 in a row, as Pa Ranahan mentioned. And it's 16 points to 13 as Limerick make another sub. And it's Tommy Childs entering the fray for Tommy Griffin. Just a quick mention on Tommy Childs, Pa. Made a huge impact in his debut season with Limerick last year in the middle of the park.
Yeah, he was superb against Tipperary, especially in the championship, and carried that on. And I suppose it was an area that Limerick had serious problems in since John Galvin retired. And Tommy really committed last year, and it showed in his game. He was definitely one of, outside of Ian Corbett, one of the top performers in the team. So they'll be looking for him to make an impact now straight away.
Just so we have a break in play here, a few shout outs to people watching our coverage tonight on the Irish Examiner Facebook page. Shout out to all the Gerald Griffin lads watching in Dunnings in Watford, Tim Burke watching from Forteventura, Kyron Laffin from St John's, Newfoundland, and Sheila McGlenahan watching from Half Moon Bay, California. Thanks for tuning in, number one, and hopefully our coverage being seen across the world on the Irish Examiner Facebook page. Like I said, get in contact wherever you are in the world watching our coverage and we'll give you a shout out. But as we mentioned, 3 points in the game, all of a sudden both sides starting to make substitutions, very much the feel of pre-season as we know, but both sides will want a bit of silverware this time of year as well.
That's it, like when it comes to this stage you're thinking, okay, let's get the win, but I suppose if you're on the line, the lads, you want to see, okay, we're in the game's in the melting pot, can we introduce someone here to see when the game's in the melting pot in the league and the championship what sort of character you'll have. So it's a great time, like it's tough time to come on mentally, but you do learn a lot about people when you come into this stage. Like if you're down 20 points or up 20 points, what are you really learning about someone? When the game is the way it is at the minute, both managers will learn a lot by anyone who's on the field now.
Yeah, 2 more substitutions for Cork. John O'Rourke and Shane Ford on. Damien Gore is one player gone off and the other is Ty Corker. Is Cork look to take this free quickly? Referee Brendan Griffin says too quick for his liking and it's going to be taken again over on that far side. Instead,
Icing the kicker.
Icing the kicker, yeah. NFL call from Pat Ranahan there, for those who weren't in the knowledge. That's another foul, according to referee Brendan Gibbs. Taken quickly by O'Halloran. And Ian Maguire, his midfield partner in possession. Chance for Cork here, maybe through Sean White. White coming back into the middle though. Good defending from Limerick. Plays it across to Kieran Crowley though. Does well. Crowley. Kevin Crowley with possession. Plays it again though, and it's Cork now dominating the last 5 or 6 so minutes as Limerick prepare another substitution. It looks like it's going to be James Naughton that's going to be coming into Billy Lee's side fairly soon. It's Cork still in possession inside the Limerick 45. It's O'Halloran with a shooting chance. It's a pretty good one from O'Halloran that stage. Excellent score from Killian O'Halloran. And we've a 2-point game.
Yeah, very much on the front foot now, Cork. They're dominating proceedings. Limerick can't get their hands on the ball. And just the killer thing about football, you can be going one way and then just change momentum. And James Naughton's introduction now, he's good ball carrier, good, will run himself into the ground. Good to see him back. Kind of took early part of last year off, but he's getting involved early this year, which is another great sign for the lads involved. Yeah,
it's Padraig De Bruyne. To be fair to Padraig De Bruyne, another player we've mentioned that has been on the fringes of the Limerick starting team over the last few years, that have put in a good performance tonight and has done in the McGrath Cup in general.
Yeah, I suppose he does a lot of the unseen work, that up and down, tracking back, covering. Maybe got caught in possession a couple of times. Just something to learn from. Like I'm sure the lads will show him clips of things to improve on, but empty the tank, which is exactly what you want from your half hour. But James Naughton's on now, a bit more of a scoring threat if he can get on the ball.
Yeah, it's Cork with this sideline ball. Good movement from the Cork forwards on this occasion, but not clean possession one down. Limerick have popped it up. Good defending from Michael Donovan. It's Limerick on the attack with Tony McCarthy. He's got men inside and out. It's Ian Corbett off his left. Corbett just maybe rushed that one a tad. The shooting chance did open up in front of him, to be fair. And the way Ian Corbett's playing over the last number of years, no surprise to see him take that one on.
No, I've seen, and he got a left-legged point against Clare actually in the first, but it's not his go-to. If you like, he has a lot of go-to good strong points outside the foot and inside the foot and his right, but on the run on the left, it's just something to practice on. But that was great to see. Great numbers up in the attack, which was good to see. Here we go again.
Yes, Tommy Childs picking up loose possession from that kick out. Childs, he's got Danny Neville on the run. Neville can very, very adept on his left foot as well. That one just tailed to the right at the last moment. And Cian O'Neill roaring at his Cork players, of course, back with Cork after leaving his position as Kildare manager in the off-season, joined Cork as their coach. And that's another chance for Limerick, but they have the ball again through Shane O'Carroll. We'll go back to Parana in a moment. We'll go back to Parana now. Chance for Danny Neville. Will be a bit disappointed he didn't pop that one over the bar.
Yeah, like if 2 chances there just to kind of stop the rot. And to be fair, Limerick are starting to press the kick out again, which is what you need to do, and they have to turn 3 over in a row. But you kind of want to make a score out of one of them, don't you, at this stage, because you feel like, okay, you're giving the defenders a break, which they'll be delighted with, but you want to come away with something as well. Danny, in fairness to him, was just a yard or 2. Ian's one probably would want it back again to do something different with it, but it's good to see Limerick back on the front foot again.
And just from a Cork point of view, again, you heard Cian O'Neill, not a happy man with what he's seen from his charges so far. Himself and Ronan McCarthy. Ronan McCarthy has stayed quiet as we see another bit of brilliance from Danny Neville. He's still on the run. Neville kind of gone down a blind ball across. Chance for a goal. Is it in the back of the net? It's saved by Anthony Casey. It was Ger Stack who got his hand to it. It's a brilliant save from the Cork goalkeeper, it has to be said. Referee Brendan Griffin has blown play back for him, a free for Limerick. But that could have been a huge moment in the game.
Yeah, it was a great chance. I suppose you're disgusted that Pat Begley isn't on the field when that comes across, and I think it might have been Ger Stack that got his hand to it. And in fairness, they got a good connection, but it was just a good save from Casey and goals. And hopefully, well, it looks like Jamie will tap this one over. But again, Danny running at the defence after breaking some of his ankles down there early with one of those things. But it's good to see like that he's got that, the tail is up, and that they're going for the kill at times, because goals are worth so much to this team. But they'll take any sort of score at this stage. Yeah,
just to stop the rot of Cork's 3 in a row. That's exactly what Jamie Lee does. 24 minutes played of this second half, and Limerick back into a 3-point lead. 7 points to 14 they lead. And it's just what the doctor ordered from Limerick's point of view.
Yeah, and just I suppose Cork now have to answer this and see, okay, we're getting pressed in our kick out, what are we going to do? And Limerick are pushing up, and again it's going to be a competed ball here.
Yeah, it's Cork that have won it, and they're on the attack once more down that far side. It's gone out over the sideline. Just coming into the final 10 minutes of this game. So Limerick with that sideline ball over the far side. That's Paul Maher in possession. Of course, Limerick leading 17 points to 14 in this McGrath Cup final. Brought to you live and exclusively on the Irish Examiner Facebook page. Of course, don't forget Munster Senior, the Co-op Superstores Munster Senior Hurling League final coming up at 7:30. The same two counties involved. As James Naughton comes away with possession for Limerick, gives the ball to Bob Childs, who's been fouled. And we've got just under 10 minutes left to play here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. You know, the game is very much in Limerick's hands.
Yeah, it is, and they're starting to do the right things with the ball again. James Naughton did very well there, carried it strong and didn't take any tackles and moved it off. But as soon as you speak, then you do something like that. But look, they're doing a lot of the right things with the ball again, which will be great, because they've kind of you want to see that. You want to see when it's in the melting pot, get on the ball, do the right thing with it.
Irrespective of the result, I know Billy Lee isn't into performances anymore. Yeah. It's all about winning. Performance comes with winning as well, of course. But from Limerick's point of view, this has been a massively encouraging evening, and the McGrath Cup as a whole has been very encouraging.
It has, and they've gotten to see, like you would have thought last year, okay, you lose Sean O'Dea out of your full back line, they'll be in trouble. Well, they've done very well, even tonight, done very well against a crack Cork outfit. You lose Tommy Childs in midfield, you're going to be in trouble. It's his first introduction in the McGrath Cup, so granted, you'd love to have these people the whole time, obviously, but you do find out a lot about people in these games, and it's great to get them. Yeah,
Cork reduced the lead to 2 again with that free from Cathal O'Mahony. And it's a 2-point game again. And look, we're heading in 8.5 minutes of regular time left. You know, Cork, it's Cork really need to up the pace. Limerick will be happy out.
Yeah, and again, Cork are having issues with the Limerick kick out. I know they're putting a little bit of pressure on now at the minute, but that's good pressure from the forwards, and that's the danger when you go short that you get turned over.
It's Cork on the attack straight away again here. Chance for Matty Taylor onto his favourite left foot. He's forced to come back on his right. Hand pass is poor inside. To be fair, it was very, very good scrambling defending from the Limerick defence. There could be a bit of trouble after this for Taylor. There's been another late hit on a Limerick player here. That one of the umpires seems to be interested in what happened with Bob Childs and Matty Taylor after Taylor lost the ball there. There was a big hit as well, shipped by Ian Corbett. He seems to be okay after getting up from that, but it's just getting a bit tasty now as the game enters the final stages here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. It's Limerick in possession with Ian Corbett. It's a low one looking for Ger Stack. Good win from Stack. First in his fledgling Limerick season. It's good play again. He beats Paul Ringwell. It's a foul. He's still on the run though, Stack. He's got Naughton inside. Naughton chance here, shooting chance for Naughton. Gives it back to Stack. Stack's got a free man. That free man is Shane O'Carroll. O'Carroll go for a goal here for Limerick. Save straight at Anthony Casey. Carroll has it again now for Limerick. He'll be a bit disappointed with the initial shot, and he's lost the ball. That's gone out over the end line. Wide ball claimed by the umpire. But Paranahan referee Brendan Griffin will surely go back and talk to a couple of Cork players. The first one is Cillian O'Halloran. He's got an umpire down below who's on the field for that incident between Matty Taylor and Bob Childs, I think it was, from the Limerick point of view, but certainly there's going to be a few chats here.
Yeah, you'd imagine Killian Halloran could be seen black here. Was a turn that's exactly what a black card is after you lay the ball off, that you get tackled, and he obviously didn't get it there. So look, I'd find that call strange, especially when you'd love to be up a man heading into the last 10 minutes. They're the type of stuff you want to cut out.
It looks like the umpire, whether he was on the field just for on the field's sake or not, seems to have not been too pushed. Either way, referee Brendan Griffin has wave play on. There's no cards, but it's Limerick in possession. Just coming up to 29 minutes gone of the second half, and it's Limerick that leads 17 points to 15 in this McGrath Cup final here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. Jamie Lee going to take this, and now we're getting back down to the last few minutes. It's really getting nervous for the players in one sense.
Yeah,
maybe nervous for Limerick.
But it's brilliant. Like, this is exactly the situation you want to be in. Like, and see how you reacted. And to be fair to Limerick and Cork, they're both standing up. Both players are. It's not mistakes that's costing anyone.
That's Shamey O'Carroll with that shot. It's an excellent score from O'Carroll. Makes up for the one he missed maybe with the goal chance, and it's Limerick into a 3-point lead again.
Yeah, that's Shamey down to a T. Like, just the brilliance of things he can do. It's worth and when he combines that with his work rate, like, he's unstoppable at times, and that was a super score. Again, another score from play for Limerick.
Excellent work from Shamey O'Carroll, but it's Cork with a bit of space now, and it's Sean White in possession. He's got Killian O'Halloran is inside. He's looking towards the full forward line of Brian Hurley. Doesn't come to Hurley initially. Big hit from Tommy Childs on Crowley, and it's Cork in possession again with Sean White. White has been fouled. He's decided to give that one in long. It's a great effort from Sean White. An excellent score from the Cork number 19. A shot to nothing because he had the advantage, but nonetheless an excellent score, and it's been a feature of Cork's play. It's one of the big positives from them this evening, Pat, has been their long range shooting.
Yeah, and fair to Sean White, he's been really industrious and good on the ball when he's come onto the pitch, so it's definitely a plus point for the Cork team. And like you said, they're shooting from that arc around the D has been excellent, and it was a shot to nothing, but it was still a good strike from Sean. It's
Limerick in possession again. Another short kick out, which of course is a very prominent tactic for this Limerick team, and it's Ian Corbett in possession. Limerick readying to make another substitution.
Scanlon, that's it.
And it's Patrick Scanlon about to come in. He's going to come in for Jamie Lee. Another tireless performance from Jamie Lee. Off the ball, on the ball, taking frees. An all-action performance. He does look knackered, to be fair to Jamie. But Patrick Scanlon, a player you know very well, Pat.
Yeah, look, Patrick, much like Tony McCarthy, he's been on the scene for years. Always every training. Lovely striker of the ball once he gets it to hand. And again, coming on with 7 or 8 minutes left, these are the situations he wants to get a chance in the team. And Jamie going off, to be fair, he always looks wrecked during the match as well. He puts in a big shift, and he's really gotten fit these last few years, and it's made a big difference because he's a super forward.
Indeed he is. As Killian Fahy takes possession for Limerick over on that far side. There's another Limerick man down off the play at the moment. Killian Fahy still in possession. Good work from him. Dropping all the way back. Has Brian Fanning on his flank. It's 50-50 fall, but Fanning has done brilliantly to win possession there. It's going to need a substitution there, Limerick. Just waiting to see who it is down. Scanlon with an immediate impact. Was he fouled? Referee says no. Shamey O'Carroll's on the run again for Limerick. O'Carroll has got options. He decides to have a go. That's going to tail to the left and right. A crowd, which is the size of a Limerick crowd down below us in the Mackey stand as it stands. Got a bit excited with that one. Thought Limerick were back to a 3-point lead. Just tailed to the left and wide.
Yeah, and I can see Denny kind of remonstrating because I suppose he has been kind of starved of the ball for the last 10 minutes, and just need to be aware of what's working. Grand Shame he got a brilliant score the last ball he got before that, but he's still Denny's 1-on-1 inside with a man that he's beaten all match long. Get it into him and get off him again then, and use him. Because no more than if Shamey was inside there and Denny was out the field, it'd be the same thing. Get the ball, or whoever's inside there. When you're on top as a forward, all you want is the ball in front of you, and it's not really gone in as much as it did maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago.
Adrian Enright now, his evening is over. It's a bad injury, it looks to Adrian Enright. He's limping off. We're going to see Davy Lyons from Adair enter the fray for Limerick. It's Adrian Enright that's gone. Pa Ranahan has to leave us here in commentary. We thank Pa for joining us this afternoon or this evening for this McGrath Cup final where Limerick lead 18 points to 16. It's going to be Raphael Rocca from Sporting Limerick joining us in commentary now. Raf, you've been watching the game like the rest of us here inside in the commentary box. It's been excellent from Limerick so far.
Really encouraging, John. We've seen, I suppose, people say that this competition doesn't matter, but I suppose if you're trying to generate a bit of momentum like Limerick are, then you can see it does matter to them this evening, that's for sure.
Yeah, Shane Ford winning a free over on that far side for Cork. And referee Brendan Griffin maybe about to have a word with the Limerick player. And he's holding up something anyways, the referee. It's Cork now looking to claw back this 2-point lead. We've just coming up to 33 and a half minutes played of this McGrath Cup final, brought to you live and exclusively on the Irish Examiner Facebook page. There's a card here for one of the Limerick players. Just not sure who it is now. It's a sin binning, and I think it could be Shamie O'Carroll. No, it's not Shamie O'Carroll. Just waiting to see who this is as they come close. But either way, Limerick are going to finish this game with 14 men. And it's the Limerick captain Ian Corbett. That's a huge blow in the final stages for Limerick to lose Corbett. Sin binning for the Limerick captain. And it's Cork now will be looking to take advantage of that. Over on that far side in possession is Cathal O'Mahony. O'Mahony gets the ball away to Cillian O'Halloran, and it's O'Mahony now in possession for Cork. Good turn there, and chance maybe for the Rebels to bring it back to the bare minimum, but they're done for over carrying. Excellent defensive work from Limerick yet again, Raf. And that's just got to please Billy Lee. He's seen it so many times tonight, and that's just more of the same.
Look, superb defensive effort, John, and they need to take a bit of heat out of the game at the moment. Try and slow it down. If they have to be cynical, but it's going to be an interesting last few minutes, especially down to 14.
Limerick holding the ball in their own 21-metre line at the moment, and it's Bob Childs in possession. Donald O'Sullivan has a bit of a problem. He's got Michael Donovan, the Galway man, in possession. Good work from Donovan to get away from his man and see the free man in Tommy Childs in the middle of the park, and Childs is on the run. He's chased by a couple of Cork players, one of them being Kevin Crowley. Childs too strong for him, gets the ball away to Danny Neville. Brilliant turn from Danny Neville, who has given an absolute exhibition of football in the second half. It's a foul on Neville. He'll want to put it over with his left foot himself, and that's exactly what Danny Neville does. 3-point lead for Limerick in the McGrath Cup final, and Raphael Rocca, just sensational stuff from Danny Neville yet again.
Super score, John. I was kind of hoping he'd take the free, but he didn't need it. Great score. 5 minutes.
The game is far from over yet. Those Cork on the attack. We're going to have 5 minutes of added time. A low one in from Maguire to Brian Hurley. He's well marshalled by Brian Fanning. Hurley has it. Low ball across. It's well blocked out by Cillian Fahy, who'd come all the way back from centre forward to get a block on that ball. It's going to be a 45 for Cork. But Raf, 5 minutes additional play. The hearts are going to be in the mouths of many Limerick fans that are here and watching.
Absolutely. Look, crucially, we don't let a goal in at this stage. But look, that was a superb last attack, John, and 3 points down. It's a great finish and just what we were hoping for.
Indeed it was, as Cathal O'Mahony prepares to take this 45 from Cork. Struck one in the early stages of the game, didn't quite get hold of that. He's in danger throughout the game from Cork's point of view, and it's a chance with just over a minute of the additional 5 that are ready to be played here at DLIT Gaelic grounds. And it's O'Mahony. It's a decent strike. It's dropped and short. It's caught on the lines. Tommy Childs eventually at the second attempt takes hold of it, and Limerick come away with the ball again as Childs inside to Michael Donovan. Donovan has the hand pass. It's a good one to Bob Childs, and Limerick working the ball brilliantly out of the fence eventually, but they lose out. It's a foul. Swinging arm on James Naughton. It's Limerick, and you can hear the sizable crowd here at DLIT Gaelic grounds supporting this Limerick football team, who look at the moment on the brink of McGrath Cup glory as this ball's played up to Ger Stack. He's up against Cian Kiley. Stack beats him easily. Brilliant bit of skill from the Limerick number 15. Introduces a second half substitute. It's Danny Neville. He brings it back onto his left. Shooting chance for Danny Neville. An excellent score from Danny Neville. Sensational performance by the Limerick number 14. And it's another score for Neville, and it's another score for Limerick and Raf. 20 points to 16. It's looking good for Limerick.
Yeah, left and right, John. He scored off both feet now in this game, and superb score yet again. Just even in defence, I thought the last ball they dropped in the goal line worked it out well. In the previous attack before that, they're looking confident.
Yeah, it's Cork on the attack once more with Cillian O'Halloran. O'Halloran decides to go to his left. Doesn't have many options there. One of them is Shane Ford, but Ford, it's too strong for him. And it's going to be a sideline ball for Limerick, and James Naughton in absolutely no hurry to take this one. And we've just coming up to 38 minutes played, 3 minutes of the additional 5, and it's Limerick in possession, but the referee Brendan Griffin isn't happy. Of course, you can't play the ball backwards as part of the new trial rules, And that's exactly what Limerick did, and it's going to be a thrown ball, 10 or so metres in from that far sideline. Just one of the new rules introduced, and it's going to be a thrown ball from the referee. Tommy Childs looking to win it for Limerick, and it's Limerick that come away with the possession initially, go down to win it. Referee Brendan Griffin says no free. The Limerick player's calling from, but it's Cork on the attack, and it's Brian Hurley. Danger here anytime Hurley has the ball. He's well blocked by Limerick, and away comes Paul Maher. Excellent work from the Limerick defence initially, but Cian Kiley has won the ball back. He's gone out over the end line, and it's going to be a goal kick for Limerick, and it's them that lead by 4 points. Coming up to 4 minutes of the additional play, 20 points to 16. It's Danny Neville that has given a sensational performance for Limerick in at full forward. The Ballysteen man who returned to the Limerick panel at the beginning of this year, he's just terrorised the Cork defence. A lot of the talk before this game was about the much vaunted Cork full forward line of Damien Gore, Cathal O'Mahony and Michael Hurley. They scored 7-13 between them in the McGrath Cup so far, but it's Danny Neville that has stolen the headlines here. 4 minutes played of the additional time as Donald O'Sullivan takes this kick out. It's won by Limerick. It's a free for Limerick, Raf, and surely at this stage the McGrath Cup is theirs.
Yeah, you'd hope so, John. And I suppose, look, it must be said too that we've had 36 scores here on the night. It's been, slippery, wet, not a great night for football. Credit to both sides, to be honest, some cracking scores.
Yeah, it's not often, as Limerick football supporters will tell you, they're much more used to the hurler score racking up scores of 20 points. But it's been a sensational performance by Billy Lee's men, as Cork now trying to push for this goal that will bring them back into the game in the latter stages. It's a long one in. It's well fielded by John O'Rourke on that occasion. O'Rourke in possession, well marshalled over there by Davy Lyons. He's won a free, referee playing advantage. It's into the middle to Sean White. 1 point to his name in the second half. Gives the hand pass into Brian Hurley. Hurley with possession. Checks back onto his left. They need a point before they get the goal, but that's gone to the right hand side and wide. Time is up here at the LAT Gaelic grounds in the McGrath Cup final. Shamie O'Carroll's going to get a talking to him, maybe a card from the referee for a foul in the build up to that. It's a yellow card for O'Carroll. But it's Limerick that lead 20 points to 16. 40 minutes up. The 5 minutes of additional time is up. Donald O'Sullivan is still in no rush to take this kick out, but the game looks to be Limerick's, and a much needed morale boost for Billy Lee's men ahead of the league campaign in a couple of weeks' time. Donald O'Sullivan kicks it. We're still playing here at the LIT Gaelic grounds, of course. This McGrath Cup final brought to you live and exclusively on the Irish Examiner Facebook page as Paul Maher's on the run. He's got a man inside there. It's Padraig Scanlon. Scanlon gives it back to Danny Neville. Everything Neville has hit in the last half, bar that one and one previously, it has to be said, has gone over the bar. He's had a golden boot at times this evening, but not on that occasion. We played 6 minutes of additional time, and that's it. Limerick are McGrath Cup champions for 2020. It's a fantastic victory for Billy Lee's side. A performance, Raphael Rocca, that will give Limerick football an unmerciful boost. It's a tough evening for Cork. They'll be looking much more at the league and getting out of Division 3 in a couple of weeks' time, and it's a bit of a blow to their confidence ahead of that. But Limerick will be absolutely ecstatic with that victory. Yeah,
delighted, John. And look, speaking to Billy during the week, it's all about momentum and momentum for the first league match, I think, below in Waterford, and 3 wins in a row, a bit of silverware to show for it. That's a good return from a pre-season.
More importantly, from Billy's point of view, yes, it's a victory and it's a bit of silverware in the early stages of the season, but it's the level of performance. Not in the last number of years have we seen a Limerick team get up to scoring heights of 20 points in any game, let alone challenge games, let alone league games, let alone McGrath Cup games. And overall, an absolute fantastic performance. And that's what will please Billy Lee and his management team the most, you'd imagine. Yeah,
and you have to remember too, it was very easy on the eye from both sides now. In fairness, both sides had a crack at it. Like I said, Limerick style, very, very easy on the eye. Great scores. Danny was superb inside, left and right. Just a good game of football, and I think Limerick will come away with plenty of positives from the pre-season.
From Cork's point of view, okay, not the best performance, but big wins over Kerry and Tipperary in the McGrath Cup so far. Yeah, they've brought a few new younger players from their All-Ireland under-20 winning side last year, but plenty of positives for them to take going into the league campaign, in which, of course, their main aim will be to get out of Division 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's a huge year for Cork, especially being in Division 3 now and having to qualify for the top tier of the Championship. Getting out of there is going to be paramount for them, but look, you've seen plenty from that team that they'll be serious contenders for that division. I would be very surprised if they don't come up out of it.
That's it from us here. It's Limerick that are McGrath Cup champions. Oh, that's it from us here from the football side of things. Join us shortly for Colm O'Connor and Anthony Daly's coverage of the Co-op Super Source Munster Senior Hurling League. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back with that game soon.